Doom doo doo doom. What's up, everybody? Mike here. And today we're doing a commentary. A commentary that I promised 3 months ago. It's crazy how time flies, isn't it? Unfreaking believable. I cannot believe it. So, I think the reason why I became uninterested in doing the commentary for the series is because the series altogether is 2 hours long. You know how hard it is to talk about something for 2 hours? It's pretty hard. I mean, just watch Mute the Mic sometimes. We run out of ideas pretty quick. And talking to yourself about something you made, yeah, it's a lot tougher than I thought. So, let's just get down to it, shall we? This opening scene shows Rodimus and Mirage being killed. Now, I did that for the ah factor, the oh my gosh, and yet nobody commented. So, I think I failed to, blow audiences away with that. Viewers, whatever you want to call them. Especially with Mirage, because I heard Mirage was one of the more popular characters. I killed Rodimus because I hate Rodimus. But anyway, that sounds really horrible. But anyway, now if you guys don't know the story behind this, I have 2 stop motions up that I put up before this. That are Transformer Stop Motion 2 and Transformer Stop Motion 3. Those are actually like footage from my original episode 1 of my series that got deleted on accident. And Transformers 3 is how it actually started. Transformer Stop Motion 3 is how it actually started with the Autobots and Decepticons battling, the Autobots winning and capturing Megatron. Well, everything else was deleted, except for that, except for the battle scene and the fight between Ironhide and Soundwave. So, and Ironhide was actually supposed to die. So after a couple days of pulling out my hair, I redid the story and decided to change it up a little bit, keep Ironhide alive. And really the only thing that changed was the fact that Ironhide lives, and the chase scene. The chase scene in the original episode 1 was like 30 seconds long. In this, it's about 2.5 minutes. So those are the biggest changes that I did for episode 1. But yeah, this scene coming up right there is also from the original episode 1 that got deleted. All this. Soundwave coming, Dropkick saying, hey, blah, 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 whatever. And then Soundwave scanning for a vehicle. This is all from the original episode 1 that nobody's ever seen except for me. And you'll notice in this episode that there is a balloon hanging around. It was near my birthday, and my parents still get me that kind of stuff. What can you do? Parents are parents. So, right here, I had no idea, making this, I had no idea what was going to happen. Barricade was Barricade. He was never, I never had the intention of making Barricade Prowl, or Prowl Barricade and Barricade back to Prowl. The whole thing. I just wanted to make a fun little stop motion because, What got my interest was a little game, I guess, on the Transformers website where you could. It looked like it was done in stop motion, but you could make the Transformers do these fights, like I don't know what it was. Like you can combine little moves and stuff like that, or have Optimus fight Megatron and all that. And it was done in stop motion, and it just interested me. It was nearly 2 years ago. So, see, right now I'm running out of things to talk about because there's not a whole lot to say. I guess I could give people tips on stop motion. When you have dialogue, like what you saw with Bumblebee, he's like flailing his arms around and like it looks like he's having a hyper attack or whatever you want to call it. Don't do that. I mean, try not to move the body. If you want, you can move the head and the arms, but try not to move the entire body around because it can get really distracting. I usually loop things, just like right here, as you can see, Ratchet is typing. It's looping over and over again because that's a lot of pictures I would have to take if I, took that many pictures to fill in this time of him typing. That would be a waste. It's better to loop than just to waste pictures. And there's that random balloon again. But here is Bumblebee getting an upgrade.
That yellow one looks pretty good.
He uses his gun to scan. I don't know why. I guess it's just a prop, something to let the audience know that he's scanning. Since I don't have any special effects, I don't know what the. I still don't understand why that scene is there when Dropkick is. I guess he's spying. Dropkick is spying, but I still didn't like. I don't remember if I was supposed to have him go after Bumblebee and fight him, or he was just out spying and looking for Autobots, and he found one and he went to relay. I guess that's probably it. He found an Autobot and he went to relay the message to the Decepticons. And no matter what anybody believes, this fight scene was not taken from the game. People have said that over and over. Oh, this fight scene it was taken from the game. No, it wasn't. I had no idea. I wasn't even trying to copy anything. The only thing I was trying to copy was when Bone Crusher crashes through the fire truck. That's it. This wasn't taken from the game. Stop it. This scene is probably something I'm unhappy about because it takes too long and there's no music. It's all quiet. And it's just, and the dialogue got out of sync right there. And Ironhide's just hanging out. He's like, "Hey, time to stop looking at the scenery. Go help somebody." And if you notice in this series in TF1, there's a lot of background mistakes. You'll see garbage cans. You'll see TVs that are still on for whatever reason I don't know. I guess I was really lazy. You'll see plastic dressers. I'm in TF2 and TF3. I tried a little harder to hide the backgrounds because obviously it is in my room, and I'm not good at building sets, not at all. So, dresser. See. It's funny, if you go back there, you can see a pillow on top of my dresser, and I was trying to hide all my deodorant and cologne, but I didn't try to hide the TV. I don't know what the hell that was about, but Cliff Jumper just got annihilated. It's supposed to build up the tension that Bumblebee is on his own now. Because we all know that Cliff Jumper's a badass, and he'd be able to take these Decepticons down easily by himself. But Bumblebee's on his own, and the scene's taking too long. I'm kind of glad that I have it in there because it can build something. It built. It went on to something more important with the whole Prowl thing, because when Bone Crusher says we don't need your help anymore, it kind of gives a hint like a backstory is there somewhere that can be developed, and I took that and I ran with it. But still, I still think the scene takes too long. But anyway, little trick I learned: if you don't have to have the cars moving, you can just have things moving past them. It's a lot easier. It's much easier. I can't remember the real reason why I was going to have Prime stay with him. I do not remember the reason. Those kind of things just go out of your memory. Just fade away. This is taken directly from the TF movie, except for the fact that he's attacking Bumblebee and not Prime. Boom! Slices the head off. Alright. Little cameos here. Prowl and Inferno. So, a lot of hand shots in this, I'm noticing. Or re-noticing, or whatever the hell you want to call it. Yeah, everything's like from the original one that I shot that I told you about earlier to this is pretty much the same, except different. Like the shots are different in a way. The lighting's a hell of a lot better on this one too. But coming to the end of part 1, I'll continue the commentary in part 2 because obviously I don't want it to be quiet the whole entire time. To be continued? No! Alright. Part 2. So, let's see here. The first one, I think it took me... Part 1 took me about a month to make. Part 2 only took me 2 weeks. With, sound effects, voices, everything. All combined 2 weeks. And I think I was on vacation at the same time, but I also got really excited that people liked part 1 and they really wanted to see part 2. So I hurried up and I just thought up a story, and I was just making it up as I went along. Just shooting 400 pictures a day, 500 pictures a day, just boom, 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 boom. And next thing I knew, I had like 8 minutes. I was like, whoa, that's probably good enough. Because if you have 8 minutes of footage, dialogue will usually push it to close to 10 minutes. And then the credits will extend it to, a little longer. So, yeah, this was just, I didn't storyboard or write it out. This was thought of just as I went along. Everything was thought of as I went along. But it's really clear to what is supposed to happen. I mean, the fight with Brawl, Cliffjumper, letting the little guy win is always fun. And then Bumblebee getting captured. All this, it's obvious. There's obviously no beginning and no end. It's really the primary reason for this is just letting Megatron out of his cage and letting him go hog wild. I guess that's another thing I copied from the movie is they froze him and then the Decepticons unfrozen. So, unfroze. Is that even a word? I don't know. But here comes RC in Optimus Prime's protoform. Oh, wow. Of course, it's the only Autobot protoform there is, but you can use it for everything, right? Now, in this one, I saved time by not taking pictures, not showing them move their heads back and forth. Instead, I just took one picture and then used it for dialogue. I kind of regret it now because if you look at it when there's no sound or anything, it looks really bad. But thankfully, I guess the story was good enough to get everyone's attention. Now I've learned. I'm just rambling on from topic to topic, but I've learned an easy way to transform robots from robot to vehicle is to. Because for me, it's easier to do it from vehicle to robot in stop motion, and it's harder to do from robot to vehicle. And I've learned that if you took pictures of the robots transforming from vehicle to robot and then reverse the pics, you'll get the same result. So there's a tip for you guys. Simple tip. And it's easy to do, right? Yeah. Now here's a scene that I just thought up. Like I said, this was all thought up at the last minute, or ideas were just coming at me every minute or whatever, And this was one thing that just popped into my head, like, hey, let's have Starscream fly around the room. And I was thinking I should do it, or I was thinking I was going to do it in stop motion, but I was like, no, that's going to take forever. You know? So I decided to, because I have a ruler, I decided to rubber band the Starscream onto the ruler and then hold the camera onto the ruler and then just go around my room flying around, and it looked pretty good. But obviously nowadays I would do that with green screen, since I know how to use green screen a little bit.
I'm not telling you anything.
So, and here's a little bit of Prime's ruthlessness.
Okay.
People were complaining about this, saying Prime would never do that. He's Optimus Prime. Well, my reason is he's had enough of the war. He's sick of the Decepticons, and he just wants to find his friend. That's. I mean, everybody loses their patience. Even Prime. So that's the reason. He just lost a little bit of patience, and he really wanted to find his friend. So there you go. And of course by now I figured I came up the whole Prowl becoming. Actually, no, I don't think it was until now. I think I was gonna make him. I was gonna make Barricade into Prowl. And then I think the reason why I came up with the backstory is because I couldn't find a good enough reason for Barricade to just change size just like that. Just, I was thinking, well, they saved his life, so Barricade would change to the good guys. I was like, that's not a good enough reason for somebody to change sides. So that's why I developed the whole backstory of Barricade actually being Prowl, instead of, him being Barricade the whole time. So, yeah. So here we have Megatron, Baby Blue Megatron, as I call him. I don't think I have him anymore. Do I? Where did I sell him? I don't know. But anyway, he just got freed by Soundwave from the frozen chamber. And here are the Decepticons. Getting ready to attack some Autobot bases. And I can never figure out a good voice for Jazz. If you notice through this whole entire series, from TF1 and TF2, his voice changes constantly. I can never find a good fit. I'm pretty sure one of my friends would do it now, because I'm more confident in having people lend their voices to me. Before I wasn't as confident, because I was like, man, they don't live in the same area as me. I don't know if it would turn out that good. I'd have to keep asking them to change things, but when people did the voices for TF3, I don't think I had to ask anybody to change their voice. Everybody did a fantastic job. So I've learned to let people help. But yeah. Obviously now I'd be using laser effects. I'd be painting lasers on. In this one, I'm glad that people didn't complain a whole too much. I'm glad they didn't complain too much, is what I'm trying to say, about the whole laser thing or special effect thing. I'm glad they used their imagination and pretended that something was there. So, because, this was my first, it wasn't my first one, but story-wise it was. And to ask, for an amateur filmmaker to put special effects in his movies is a lot. It's a lot to ask. So, but I think I'm getting better. I'm putting them in now, so. And that scene was supposed to replicate the whole Optimus coming into the city scene, but it didn't turn out good at all. It was bad. It was poorly done. So here's Ratchet being a medic. He needs to operate on everybody. He goes to Bumblebee, and then Cliffjumper gets taken down. I mean, he went from Prowl to Bumblebee to Cliffjumper. Boom! And this is probably the biggest mistake I've ever made in the series. I think killing off Cliffjumper was stupid because he was one of the better characters I developed in the series, and I don't know. I was thinking it was going to end after part 3. I was like, I've got to kill an Autobot off, got to have a casualty, and dumb idea. Really dumb. But I'm glad. Well, I'm bringing him back in TF Origins for that reason, because he's such a cool character. I don't want to sound arrogant, but I'm just saying he is a cool character. So, coming to the end of part 2, Prowl has to make a decision. He doesn't have his memory back yet, so he doesn't know who he is, what he's doing there. So he has to make a decision, like, what do I do? Prime's injured, I have the Matrix, Megatron's gonna kill me, what do I do? What do I do? No! Oh no, to be concluded, what? The conclusion! Wow. So here we have the Matrix kind of helping Prowl remember who he was, since he's been reprogrammed and completely forgot. So he's remembering this is the past now, and when Starscream and Megatron were actually good buddies, him and his buddy Longarm are just looking at the view of Earth and all that good stuff, and they get attacked by Decepticons and whatnot. So, now, a little backstory on TF Origins. TF Origins was actually going to be a story about Prowl and where he came from, because I liked the character that much. I thought of making an entire series about him, but then, a whole bunch of other ideas came to mind, and Animated just came out, and those figures are futuristic looking. I was like, why don't I just make an origin story about everybody? But Prowl is. I was gonna have him be like an assassin. I probably still will have Prowl be an assassin in TF Origins. Whew. I'm losing my speaking ability as we're going into the 23rd minute of the commentary. But yes, Prowl's been captured. Prime gets shot, doesn't affect him. He gets up and runs. Hey, come back here! I guess that's his passion for his friends. Like, no, Prowl, Optimus. Trying to make it an emotional scene right there. Like, no, my friend has been stolen from me or kidnapped or whatever. And that sound like Prowl screaming like Optimus. I didn't have a good program at the time to lower the voice, so I just lowered it myself, like Optimus. That's what I did, because I wasn't my editing skills weren't that great at that time. So, go Prowl, go! My nephew loves that scene. I don't know why. He just likes it. Go Prowl, go! So. Lamborghinis are fast. They can go faster than a Cybertronian ship. Watch out. So, this scene always makes me laugh. Right here, coming up. Ratchet just flips Optimus onto his shoulder. It's like, come here, buddy. I got your back. Oh, yeah, I did. I forgot about that scene. I forgot that I did the whole Ironhide flipping and missing the missile type of thing going on or whatever. I copycatted. So using the old G1 Prime trailer as Teletran 1 to repair some Autobots. So that's what I'm using. And this idea, the reason why part 3 took a little bit longer than part 2 is because I had to come up with how to the reason Prowl's past. I had to come up with that. I had to come up with a way to keep Bumblebee alive. A shite load of fight scenes in this one. So I think everybody except for Ratchet has a fight scene. So yeah, that's why it took a little longer. Fight scenes are always hard to do. And I discovered, I think it's called intercutting. I don't know. I'm not a film tech, so I think that's what it's called. But like, you don't stay on one shot in a fight scene. You especially with stop motion, you want to show one angle and then cut to another angle. That way, especially if me, I have to use my hands a lot to hold the figures up, and see right here, I went from one angle to another is because I didn't have balance of the figures anymore. So that's why I do it. And it also shows the fight scenes a lot better. It also makes them faster paced, more intense. See, even RC has a fight scene. she just barely came in.
Are you okay?
So,
My name is RC.
and here's her reason why she's saving Spike. And I don't know. I think I was just throwing stuff in there. That's a pretty cheap-ass move right there by Jazz. Shoots a guy while he's down. But I had to give Jazz a fight scene because he's a cool cat. He's a cool character. He gets another fight scene later, but that's with Optimus and Ironhide. So here's me building up a rivalry that I didn't intend to. But it makes sense. Like Ironhide and Soundwave, come on. How could you get any better than that? It's like Prime and Megatron, in a way, if you built it up right. So, and that was me with Laserbeak getting away. That was me saying that there's going to be TF2. There will be a TF2.
Fantastic.
But of course, nobody really knows that until they see that Megatron does survive at the end of this. So here we have Bumblebee as Generation 1 Bumblebee. A lot of newbies were upset because I changed to the old style Bumblebee instead of keeping the Camaro type of Bumblebee. But, well, what you gonna do? Yeah. So, yeah. Ironhide has just beaten Soundwave, and now they're off to save Prowl from this impending doom. Now, right here, oh my heck. Spike says, "Oh my heck, I see Prowl," or whatever his line was. And I recently got a comment saying, "Oh my heck," like a guy was quoting it, and he's like, "That was weird." And that's not the only one. What? Oh my heck, it's Prowl. Is it because I'm not using oh my hell? Are you offended by me not using a swear word? I don't get it. I don't know. It's just funny that so many people find that oh my heck weird. I don't know. But there was one of my scenes I was proud of when Prowl transforms in midair. I've always had that scene in my head, like a Transformer jumping off a ramp and then transforming. That would be cool. That would be cool to see in a Transformer movie. So, Prowl, he's not doing so good right now. Obviously, no matter what Prowl does, he's not going to beat Megatron. So, see, like I said, intercutting with the action scenes. Always show different angles of a fight scene when you're showing it. Boom, boom. That was actually one shot. I forgot about that, but it worked. It worked. No, this is not. Starscream did not open the Matrix. It was kind of already opened. And there was supposed to be a reason for that, but I abandoned the reason Prowl was supposed to be a chosen one, but I was like, F that. F chosen ones. You know, Prime is the chosen one, and they've established that. So, but yeah, the Matrix was defending itself against Starscream. That's why Starscream didn't open it. So, yeah. And here comes Ratchet, gonna perform a miracle operation. Somebody's just blown the hell up, and he's gonna put them back together in 3 minutes. You see.
Optimus, we've got a major.
Prime looks so big in that shot. I don't think he's actually that big next to Jazz. Now everybody, I didn't know, but I had a feeling that people were gonna love this switch right here. With Megatron saying, "Is that you, Starscream?" And Starscream's like, "Here's a hint," and he blows him away. So, and here comes the boss fight. You know, 3 against 1. Now this shot right here is supposed to be another copycat of the TF movie, but it didn't turn out all that well either. That's why I stopped copycatting, because I don't do well. I'm not that good at it. So I like just to give my own style, I guess. And I think that's turned out pretty good so far. My own style of action. Use my sword, Bumblebee. Use my sword. Use some twist ties to put it on your arm. Yeah, see? Twist tie. Yeah. So as you can see, the Autobots are getting their butts kicked. Getting their cheese handed to them by Starscream. A glory moment for Starscream, because after this, he doesn't have any more. In my series, of course. He doesn't have any. I mean, he almost kinda kills Red Alert, but that's it. TF3, he doesn't even do anything. Probably because I had so many characters, I just couldn't find room for Starscream. And technically, he already did his stuff. He already found the Matrix for Megatron. That was his big deal. And he survived, so. And the reason why, my reason for why Starscream doesn't fight back against Prime is, like, Prime just got a boost of energy with the Matrix, so he's just, like, laying it to Starscream, and Starscream is, like, just getting dazed, like, what the hell's happening? But in reality, it's stop motion, and it's hard to do fight scenes where people are, like, blocking and, you know. So I just let Prime go off on him, so. Yeah. So giving all the reason why all this happened. Have to have a transform and roll out and stuff like that. So sorry for a lot of the mumbling. Whenever I talk too long, I always seem to mumble my words. It's a problem I have. I'll admit it. It's no big deal though. It's also because my mouth is really dry. I should get some water or something. Transform and roll out. All these pictures, the robots are actually transforming from vehicle to robot. Yeah, that's not a big deal. But I just thought I'd tell you. So coming to the sequel's coming, and I'll do a commentary on that one as well. I'm doing these separately because it's easier to do them separately, so. It's not over, Prime. I will come back and kill all your Autobots. Very harshly and cruelly and, yeah. Anyway. Well, that's it, guys. I hope you had fun watching this and listening, and actually watching TF1 all together. So, yeah, you guys have a fun, fantastic day, and I'll catch you later.